We are live.
Awesome. Hi, you guys. I'm going to wait for a couple minutes to make sure people are getting on. A lot of times this is delayed. And so I'll hang out here for a minute or two. I'm going to let you know I wanted to have music, but I can't have music for you guys to hear, so I apologize, because I said we were going to have music and dancing and all that. But I have music in my ear, so I'll be dancing to my own music, you guys. I want to welcome everyone. I want to tell you guys right now how many different parts of the world we have here really fast. Pakistan, Malaysia, Argentina, British Columbia, Austria, South Africa, Germany, Hong Kong, Barbados, Tanzania, Oregon, Chile, Canada, Australia, Honduras, Dubai, Greece, San Diego, Sacramento, Honduras, India, Serbia, London, England, Montana, Wisconsin, Illinois, Malta, Canada, New Zealand, Oman, Africa, Spain, Johannesburg, Australia, Germany, Mumbai, Norway, Scotland, Texas, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Eureka. And I know there were more states. I just want to tell you that was so cool. I think that's awesome. We're all kind of coming together, even though we're in this kind of odd kind of place in the world. So, welcome, and to my family. I know there's family here, and I want to say thank you for coming. My sisters are here. I have some cousins here. My kids are here, and my grandkids. So really quickly, I am 58 years old. I have 3 kids. I have 6 grandkids, 1 on the way. I've been married almost 39 years, and I'm not sure what else to tell you about me personally. Well, I have 6 dogs. I have 6 chickens, 1 cat, and that's enough about me personally. I can tell you more about my painting journey later. But right now, I want you guys to forget about the world, everything in the world. We're just going to have fun. What I want you to do is to act like you're Winnie the Pooh before he eats his honey, and he does this, and he's all like, right? And so I want you to do that. Act like you're Winnie the Pooh before we paint. We're going to get right into painting. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking. But before we start, I want to just ask you guys, do you think art brings joy and happiness? Because I do. Do you think it feeds the soul? Because I do. And do you think right now, the way the world is, this is the perfect time to invest in you to learn to paint or to paint more? Because I believe that is true. And I just want to encourage you guys to really pursue that and come along with me. Let's have some fun. I'm rolling up my sleeves. So let's kind of get started with the painting party. But I want to tell you one more thing. The most important thing is I want you to please be your own friend. Be nice to yourself. When you're painting, when you're trying to do this, and if things don't go exactly right, don't worry about it. It's just for fun. This is just a piece of paper, okay? It's not anything critical. It's just for fun. We're going to play with the paint. We're going to play with the colors. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. And remember when you were a kid and your teacher said, hey, you guys, we're going to have an art project. Weren't you excited? That's what we're doing. We're going to be kids and we're going to have an art project, okay? Oh, one more thing. We have 2 videos going for you guys. There's this one, and then there's another one that's going directly over the painting right here, okay? I don't know which video you're on, but it will say, my husband's recording this one. What's that one say, Tom?
Painting party.
One will say painting party. The one facing me says painting party, okay? This one just says painting above painting, I believe, something like that, okay? Please make comments. Tom's there to tell me what some of your comments are. He'll just sort of blurt them out randomly or whatever, okay? Are you guys ready to get started? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, we're going to start with the drawing. Okay, we're going, you guys. I'm excited. And we're going to take dance breaks. I am the only one that has the music. I will probably sing, and it'll sound terrible, okay? Here we go. He's going to turn this toward the painting. All righty? Okay, so I'm going to look at it from this point. I need to get that out of the way for me. Will that go away? Okay, perfect. Okay, here we go. This is the one we're going to work on. As you guys know, everybody's sending me messages, and it keeps blocking my view. All right, so look at this, you guys. This was the photo reference. It's not my photo, so you guys can't use it. It was just something I found. But here's what I turned it into, as you guys can see, right? Can you see the whole thing? What? Am I in the way?
No, show it to this camera too.
Oh, okay. Can you see it? Is that good? Well, this is a work in progress, you guys. We'll get right to the painting. I'm going to get to it really fast. Okay, first thing we're going to do, I want to tell you why I chose this. Ladybugs are a symbol of good fortune and good luck. They bring with them a sense of future prosperity. Their bright and colorful look, along with their happy-go-lucky travel, means living life without boundaries. And today especially, I believe we need to think about living life without boundaries. The dandelion puffball is a visual reminder of the sun's power, especially when depression or grief makes it hard to stay sunny, you guys. There's belief that blowing out the white puffball of seeds will grant you one wish. The leaves have been used to cure many illnesses and pains. The dandelion flower is the symbol of emotional healing. Since they can endure almost any living condition, they represent overcoming every hardship by standing strong and proud. Now, most of us think they're weeds, but they're really cute to me. I like them. Alrighty, first of all, I'm going to show you how to draw. You guys get your pencil, get your paper, come along with me. Quick little lesson on composition. The best place to put your subject is in one of these. Let's just pretend we divided this in half and in half again. Try to put your subject in one of these areas, one of these 4 areas. You could also divide it as if it were a tic-tac-toe, and that's called the rule of thirds, and you would put it at the intersection of the 4, the intersection right here, like right in here. So I just thought it would be simpler to do it in 4s. Alrighty? So mine, can you see that? Mine is down in the lower quadrant. That's my center of, that's my center of interest, my subject, okay? Switzerland! Tell me some of these things, Tom. I just saw that. Switzerland's awake at 3 a.m. Oh my goodness, welcome!
Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne, Australia, welcome! All right, so we're going to talk about an element of art, which is a shape. Here we go. We're going to start in this lower corner. No, we're going to talk about a line first. We're going to take our line. Can you see that? Right, we've got that. We're going to take our line. You can see this tilts both on that one too, right, Tom?
What's that?
You can see these on both of these, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to take our line and just kind of go like that, you guys. Easy peasy, right? We're going to take another line and match it. Can you see that okay, you guys?
Newfoundland, Canada.
Let's see. Let me move it up. And you tell me, Tom, if I get out of there. Another line and come up. You guys, tell me if you can't see something, okay? That's a little bit fatter than the one I did, but it doesn't matter. Okay, think of a lollipop. We're going to simplify this shape. This is a lollipop. Now let's make a nice, gentle, light, puffy. Look at that. Okay, that's a little bigger. I'm going to make it smaller. We're just going to fix it. You do the same if you want to.
Lisa wants to know why what she sees on her phone is different from the laptop.
Because we have 2 videos going.
Tell her
You can watch 2. You can watch them at the same time if you guys want to. See, we can adjust this. Look at me making it bigger. These won't show later. All right, so now we're going to do the ladybug. Let me move this up for you guys. See that ladybug? What is that shape like? Kind of like half a lemon. Can you see that? Is that right, Tom?
Yes.
Half a lemon. Let's go down here and make half a lemon. Just simplify it. That looks kind of like half a lemon.
Someone said, should I be seeing the overhead camera now also?
Either one. You guys can switch back and forth between them. As far as I know. Okay, now we've got to do his little head.
And you can go back and watch them. So.
You can go back and watch them. They'll be recorded. See the little head? Decide what kind of shape that is. I think it looks sort of like a little bit of a triangle. And you guys don't have to do this right now. You can go back and watch them later and do it. I don't know if you'll be able to keep up with me. I'm going to be faster than you. Okay? We're not going to be able to paint this whole thing tonight either. Remember what I said about being your own best friend? Tell yourself, oh, you're doing so good. Look how good you're doing, and say your name.
Muscat Oman.
And we're gonna put little dots here. Are you able to see what I'm doing, you guys? Am I close enough on that? Because the ladybug has little dots. And I'm gonna tell you something right now, you guys. I get splashy, I get messy. I have a lot of fun with my painting. I use lots of fun colors. And if you like that, you're in the right place, because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about wet on wet tonight. So far, you've done 2 elements of art. You've done a line, and you've done a shape. To make the shape happen into a form, you have to put value in it. Those are 2 more elements of art. Okay, you guys, we're getting ready to paint. I'm gonna use these 2 a lot. Cobalt Teal, Daniel Smith, Opera Pink. You tell me if I'm right.
Down a little more.
Low?
Yeah.
There? Okay. Those, I really love those colors. And some people maybe think they're fugitive. That's a fancy way for saying it won't last forever. But I don't care. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Here are some brushes that I'm going to use. These are really the inexpensive ones that I showed you before. They're Royal and I don't know why I can't say that. It just says Royal on it. Okay? And I'm going to go this way too. Can you see those? Am I good?
You can move back a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
And down.
And down, okay. All right. These are expensive brushes. These are Winsor & Newton Series 7. You don't need them. Don't get sucked into buying them, but they are really cool.
Someone says can't see the drawings.
Can't see the drawings?
I'll move in when you're painting. So.
Okay, so yeah, he'll zoom in, okay? All right. You guys ready for this? Do you have a bottle? Spray bottle? Because I use those. Let's start with the biggest brush. Say your vision be, what is this? So we can understand what's going on. What was that question?
I can see it.
Okay. Can you see this? We're getting this wet. Starting with wet into wet. I'm going to get this very wet. We're going to go all the way down. All the way down the stem.
I can't find the overhead camera.
I'm going to bring this up higher for you guys. I'm just putting water down, you guys. You can paint with water. Did you know that? I am painting with water. We want the edge of the dandelion to be soft. Because look at that. See, we want that to be soft. We'll get there. Paint. When you do watercolor, there's lots of steps involved. So I suspect that this one will probably take at least 2 sessions. So don't rush. See how slowly I'm going? Whoops, I'm out of the camera range. Can you see how slowly I'm going? I'm even just enjoying the water going on, you guys. Now this isn't entirely professional setup, as you can see, so I'm going to hopefully do the best. And I hope that you can see can you see the water, how watery that is? Can you see that? We're going to let that sit for a few, okay?
Why?
Because we want it to absorb into the paper. I'll show you. If I do it now, I'm just going to show you, because I'm not afraid. It just sort of runs around really fast. I'm going to tell you guys something. If you treat watercolor like it's a teenager and force it to do something it doesn't want to do, it's just going to fight you. So I don't know how many of you guys have teenagers out there. But since I started, I might as well continue. Here, I'm going into this. This is a little coaster. Look how dirty it is. But I work out of the middle. And I like to have dirty paint on the outside anyway. So this is why I wanted to wait for a little bit. Because it's running too much. You just want to let it sit and soak in. But we'll let it soak on there. While it sits there, I'm going to show you guys something. All right. Remember we talked about you may not have supplies? So here's that painting I did today on cardboard. Can you see that? And I'll show the other camera too. Can you see that? Don't forget to see the questions and they're asking. All right. Okay. So I just want you guys to realize that you guys can paint on other kinds of paper, and don't be afraid
Did you put water
to.
on the whole dandelion or just on the outer part?
Just on the outer part of the dandelion.
How do I make the teal out of primary?
Teal out of primary would be mixed with, well, it's a blue. So you're just gonna, if you have phthalo blue, you can really make it really, really, really light. In fact, I'll put some phthalo blue on here for you guys, okay? Let me get some.
Should we use the same brush for color as water?
Same brush. Prussian blue is a good blue too for this. I'll get some Prussian blue. The same what? Ask that one
Should
again.
we use the same brush for color as water?
Sure, rinse it off. Rinse it off in between.
Rinse it off in between.
Rinse it off in between. Okay, this is Prussian blue. Prussian's a good blue.
Outside of the dandelion for the water.
Stay outside of the dandelion. See, that's Prussian blue. Do you guys have that? Any of you guys? It's a little darker. While that's drying, you guys, hang on. I'm going to go look for my phthalo blue, okay? You know any jokes, Tom? Oh, here's how I keep my paints. I keep all the blues in one container, and then I have all the other colors in another. Phthalo blue gets sort of a turquoisey.
Rhonda said, oops, I watered the dandelion.
You watered the
To
dandelion.
make it grow.
Well, you know, it's not any big deal because we're going to get up there anyway. It'll just have a softer edge. So here's some phthalo blue, you guys. It's okay, you guys. The blue color is not that important. It doesn't have to be the same. I can't see. And if we have too much water, use one of these really expensive tissues. See how it gives it some texture? But it's starting to get drier. But you know what we should do, you guys? Let's go ahead and wet the other side too. Wet up to the edge of the dandelion. You don't have to go into it. And don't go over the ladybug. Okay, go up to the ladybug. Beginners, don't be afraid. Just do it. Just do it. Get the water on there. Okay, can you see? I'm going to bring it right up to the ladybug. Can you see what I'm doing? Also, you want to use all parts of your brush. We go the side. We can use that side. We can use the outside of it. We can use the tip. So right now I'm wetting this, so I'm using the biggest part of my brush. I'm going right up to the edge of the ladybug. All right, we'll let that side sit too. I didn't go all the way to the ladybug. Wherever you put water, paint will follow. All right, so this looks like it's gotten a little drier. So here we go, you guys. We're gonna get some of our paint. I'm gonna mix up the blues too. Let's go on here and just tap it. We're gonna not brush it, but tap it. Let the water do the work. Isn't that cool? Look at it. You can see I'm not looking at my painting, but I will get that back out. It's hard to show everything. Lots of pink. We're gonna put pink on top of that. Now I left these little floating fairy things. I left space for those when I was doing it, but that's because I could mask, and I didn't tell you guys to get masking fluid. So we're just gonna see how we can make that work without it. I'm gonna get into some pink here. This is opera pink. Whoops, sorry guys. You see that? And then again, we just tap it in here. Can you see what it's doing? You let it run together. When the paint is dancing, I call it dancing together, don't mess with it. Don't get in the middle of the dance. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that is, you guys. Look. Can you see it? Isn't that awesome? And you can bend your paper. Check that out. And you can make it go where you want it to. But don't mess around with it too much because it'll get muddy. That's what makes mud. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to the edge. See how it's looking too round? We don't want that. We'll go back to that though. The other really cool thing that happens is see how it's splitting? Can you see those, how it's separating? I love that. It's not necessarily good for skin, but let's go back in with some more blue. This is sort of a way to be abstract and realistic at the same time, which is so cool. All right. Eventually, I want you to get your brush and take out the moisture. Whoops. And I want you to come up here and paint next to the edge. Rhonda, you've already painted your dandelion, so it'll be okay. But paint next to the edge. Can you see what I'm doing? Just the edge. So you're going to get a little bit of wet there. And then I want you just to kind of tap in a few places, not all the way, just a couple places. You want this to come into it somewhat so that we get this softness right here. See that? The blurriness. This is we're only going to do this tonight till about, what time is it? What time are we at? We're pretty good, right?
Yes.
I don't want to go past like 45 minutes for you guys.
It's 7:23.
Because you have to build up endurance. You have to build up endurance and to be able to concentrate. Okay, it's still wet. So now what I'm going to do, I'm back into the pink. Can you see the pink? Are we having any questions, Tom? Are they all focused on their own thing? Good. You guys all must be painting hard. All right.
Ask questions.
If you have questions, ask. Can you guys see this brush? So I don't know if anybody smoked, but this is sort of like tapping ashes out and dropping the paint in. See what I'm doing? And you're just going to let that paint have some fun.
When you say getting muddy, do you mean literally like a mud color from the colors blending?
Yeah, yeah. It'll look, and I don't have anything taped down. I know a lot of people do that, and I sometimes do, but I wanted to be able to move it around for you guys. So it's, and I've got it really, really wet here. So we're going to have to do multiple layers to get to the depth I have on this one. Okay? You guys are going to do this on your own.
Birthday girl was watching.
Birthday girl. So you guys are going to do this on your own, and you're going to be brave, and you're going to do some of this on your own. Okay, let's go to the other side. We've got that one sitting there waiting for us. This one dried. I'm going to get some more water on it. Can you see? Going up to it. Remember, you're just a kid. You're playing. This is experience. I need to tell you guys something super, super, super important. So keep painting, but listen. What happened to me was I wanted to paint.
What weight paper are you using?
What weight? 140. If you can get it, get it. 140 arches is good. This is cold press. I like hot press, and I use that a lot. So this is waiting. This is over here is waiting. I'm going to watch this. So we've got this still wet. I want this to creep up in here. So I'm just going to tap it. I want to have more color here. But once it starts drying to a certain point, you don't want to bother it anymore. And we're still good because it's super wet. I'm going to tap some more in there. We want that color, you guys. You want to leave some white on the paper. I haven't gone all the way down, and I didn't go all the way down on this either. See? You want to leave some white in the paper. It's a really cool thing to do. It makes you have a place for your eye to rest. I'm telling you guys all kinds of things. You'll be like, what did she mean by your eye to rest? You want to leave some things out of your painting. You don't want to tell the whole story because that's boring. I mean, at least it is to me. I want to look at a painting and go, oh, wait, hey, that's cool. I'm going to give you guys some homework too. Let's go back to the blue. Again, I want to have that dandelion kind of a soft edge there. Okay? A lot of people are afraid to just like do this. Let's bring some pink right down the stem. It's not going to go in the stem. It won't creep into the stem if you didn't get it wet. See, your eye will go to this if you do something like this. If you make an edge right there. Another thing you can do is splatter with just plain water. I got a big puddle going here. That's what paper does, but I don't mind that. Some people do. Realists get crazy. They just go bonkers when stuff like that happens.
You're welcome, Monica.
What's that?
She wanted me to zoom in on the edge to show how it's softer, so I did.
Awesome. I love having a cameraman.
Inexperienced with that.
Woo! That's so cool. Yay, I just get to paint. Okay, I don't want this just to be straight pink. I'm going to add a little blue to it. Okay, tap it in. All right. It's looking so cool, you guys. All right, looking good. Oh, I was starting to tell you my story. So I'm going over to this side now. We're going to do the same thing. This one I did mostly pink. So if you look at this, I know you're painting, but if you have a chance, you can look at this. I was darker over here. My light source, see this ladybug has the white here. That's supposed to be an indication of light source. So I was imagining that everything was lighter on this side and darker on this side, okay? You can also draw these in later with gel pens if you wanted to, because we're covering up that area, all right? We're going back over here. So I'm still gonna tell you my story. My story is this. Again, I'm 58. And I wanted to paint and do art for as long as I remember as a little girl, and just loved art. We didn't have a whole lot of money, so there wasn't much invested in that area. And so it just wasn't something we really got to dream about or pursue or anything like that. My mom was just happy we lived. That we got a meal. And so anyway, so I grow up and I do art in high school, and then I have kids, and then I just, sort of put myself on the back burner, as most parents do. And so I never really pursued it much until I got to be in my 30s, I think. I took a class or two and a workshop. And so I basically dabbled in it. You'd call it dabbled in it. And then I'm talking, you guys, because we're doing exactly the same thing as we did on this side, okay? This doesn't have enough color, but we add more later. What is that? A bug flew in the water? What? What was that comment someone said? It's on yours. Or no, it's on mine. I see. Oh, I have comments on mine too. Sorry. I can't read mine. I'll have to read mine later. Anyway, so I didn't get to do a whole lot of art as a kid, but then I like I said, I pursued it as I got older, but I didn't stick with it. I just kind of, basically I wished I had time to do art, but I never made the time. And so I would take workshops. I spent $750 on a workshop. I went out of town. I paid for the hotel fees, got my 3-day workshop, came home, played around a little bit, and didn't do it. Dreamed, just didn't do it. So anyway, fast forward a few more years, I'm in like 55, so maybe 3-4 years ago. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I better do it. Time isn't waiting for me. And so what really got me was when I heard that miles on the brush, I heard that term. It's like miles on the brush will make you a better painter. So any of you out there who want to become a better painter, you need to put miles on the brush. I'm going to fix this right here. See, I don't like this hard edge. This is called a hard edge. I don't want that. I want it to be soft. So smash your brush and do that if you get something like that. Pay attention to your edges. You basically are babysitting this, but you're not going to get involved in the dance. There's a dance going on here and you don't want to get involved in it. Okay? You don't want to mess it up. It'd be a 3-way dance. You don't want that. Oh, and speaking of dancing, I think it's time to dance. You guys, let's dance. dance. Let's dance. Let's forget about the world. Let's do this. What's this? The floss. I'm not very good at it. Oh, wait a minute. I brought a hula hoop for you guys too. Okay, you ready? I don't know if I can do it in here. All right.
There's Grandma.
There's your break. There's your mental break. If you get yourself uptight, get yourself a hula hoop, get yourself a dance. I don't know. You guys tell me a song to sing. I'm a terrible singer, but I would do it. I would definitely sing a song. All right, here we go. We're going up into here. We want that to creep up in there because, again, we have to save this white because we want that dandelion to have some nice fun edges, but we want to have some color in here. You probably want to know what I did in here. All I did in here was I tapped my brush, just like we're doing on the outside, and I made brown and I just tapped it in there too. You guys are just going to be fabulous painters before you know it. This is still super wet. I'm going to add some more blue. You guys just keep looking at yours and tap it in there.
Can we switch back and forth between paint above and live paint?
Just go look, we did that, didn't we, when we were practicing? Yeah, just go look at it. Just go check, just go to the other video, and I think the one just stays in place, you guys. Do you guys want to paint the ladybug?
Ashwini said lovely energy, and she loves the wet on wet.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Ashwini. Yeah, we're going to do this. I want to paint all the way down to this corner, though, okay? Kind of just so it looks like it's... Watch this, you guys. Let's just let that run. Oh, no! No, I'm kidding. See how you can move it? It looks kind of stormy back there. All right. Here we go. Let's do the tapping again. Now, something that you guys don't know, or you might, some of you will, your eye is going to go to a hard edge. Okay, a hard edge is this. See how this is soft? This should be soft. Actually, these are starting to get hard right here, this edge here. So, my paper's too wet. I told you guys to bring a spray bottle, but so I'm just going to do it. Whoops. I got to practice first. Okay. Make sure I've got the right one. I'm going to spray right here. You guys may or may not need to, because my paper's super wet.
And what does that do?
It's just, can you see that, how it's spreading right there? Can you see it creeping in there? Can they see that?
Yep. Hopefully that's a bit out of the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's pretty light, but can you see what it did, that spray bottle? You know what I'll do? I'll put some paint down here at the bottom and show you guys what the spray bottle does. You're going to love it.
Good morning from the Philippines.
Good morning, Philippines! Okay, so watch this. Here's some paint down here. I'll make it dark enough to see, because up there it's light. So look at what this pretty color this makes. When you mix these two colors together, we get a really, really pretty purple. Can you see that? Can they see that? Oh wait, on that one there. There. Okay, now I'm gonna spray. Here's my spray bottle. And I'm gonna get it a little ways away. See the white dots on it? See what it does? And when it's a little drier, it works a little better, you guys. So we would not paint the stem. We're going to paint the stem last. Anything you don't want to run, so you see how the stem is? This is not running anywhere. This is wet, wet on dry, and the ladybug is the same. We don't want that to run anywhere, so I'm getting all the background done first. All of this, we're working on this first. Now normally, this probably took me, I would say, 3 or 4 hours, to finish. So we're gonna, we're kind of going faster than what I did, but that's okay. That's what we want to do. We have to teach a fast lesson for you guys. What time is it, Tom?
7:36.
7:36. We're good. I'm going to teach you guys something else. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to teach you guys something else. Whoops. This is when you have to wait for things to dry and be patient. All right? This is what I want you guys to do as a homework assignment. I want you to take like a spray bottle and just wet this one half, like a diagonal half. I learned this in a workshop, and it was with an artist named Jean Haynes, and she's a fabulous artist. So this is one of her cool tricks. Get a big brush. Get 2 of your favorite colors of paints, or even the ones that you don't love. I'm going to go with this. This is an Indian yellow. Get some paint on it. See what I'm doing? All right. So we've already got the paper just a little bit speckledy wet. We're just going to get some paint on this side. This is a warm yellow. We know how we talked about warm and cool yellow. In fact, I'll put the cool yellow on there too so you can kind of see it. This is a way to make a background. A lot of people have trouble with backgrounds. This is a way to get a background without spending too much time on it. And I'm going to show you some of my examples too. Okay, that's a warm yellow. Does that make sense to you guys? Can you see that as a cooler yellow? That's closer to the cool side of the color wheel. I don't know if you can tell that.
Hello from India.
Hello from India! Whoops. Okay, so here's what we're working on. Working on making a background for another painting. All right, so let's just splatter some paint. What other color should I put on here, you guys? You choose, blue or the pink. That's the only colors I have in my palette right now. Any choices, Tom?
Delay it a little bit. Did I say both?
No, we're only going to do 2 colors. All right, let's go with the pink because that's another really warm color. All right, so now spray the other side. And I'm telling you guys, this is we're going to keep the middle part lighter. The edges will be darker, the middle part will be lighter. Okay, and this is just fun to do. When you don't know what you're going to paint, you have no idea that the ideas aren't coming to you, and you're like, I don't know what I want to paint. So get out here and just play with the color. My goodness. What a great thing to do. Here's the really cheap brush, $2 brush. Okay, and then what we do is we let these colors, I keep going in my dirty water. See that? That's why you want to keep clean water. I have 3, I'm going to show you my water bucket. See, I have 3 containers, or 3 slots. That first one is the closest one, so it gets the dirtiest. See, the back one's clean, but I keep just dropping in the dirty one. Okay, so you guys ready? We're going to tip the paper. Spray it a bit. Can you see what it's doing? You want them to run together. And we're going to make it go the other way. Can you see everything I'm doing? What color did that make in the middle, you guys? Is it orange? So anyway, that's a way for you guys to make a background for something. Like, can you see this becoming a pretty flower? A lot of you guys like to paint flowers. They're not one of my favorites. So I want some yellow to be in that side too. And I don't like those stripes. That looks kind of like a lightning, and I don't need that. I mean, if you wanted to make lightning, that would be really cool, but I'm not going to do that. I want to show you guys, I want you to guys have something that you can use later as a background for a painting. Then you would just draw on it. Now tell me that doesn't look just so awesome. Do you guys like that? And I'm going to give you guys some examples of ones I've done. I'm going to show you why we let the other painting dry. Here's ones I've done before. So now I just have to use my imagination and paint something on that. Draw something and then paint. Can you see that? And here's a lighter one. Now this one's really cool. Can you see that one?
My 5-year-old said it looks like a jellyfish. So cool.
Oh, can you see how cool? Look at that one. Now I love this. I don't even know what I can do with it, but that has salt. All those things. I'm gonna bring it up close. Doesn't it look like an undersea? Can you see that?
So the dots are salt.
Yeah, all those dots are salt. Let me touch them for you. You can probably see the glistening on it. See it? A little bit shiny there. I just love that one. This is pretty similar to what we're doing with the dandelion colors. Yeah. A really quiet one here. You could put trees in the foreground. There's yellow and green. And then you can tell what I did here. I splattered. So that's what this is, you guys, right here. This does look like a jellyfish. So you could do that. Once you look at those, something will come to mind. You're like, you know what would look really great there? Would be a jellyfish. So good eye. Now I'm going to carry this away. And we're going to go back and see how our dandelion is doing. You probably can't hear me now. How are you guys doing? I'm going to use I'm going to mop up some of this water, you guys. Can you hear me? I kind of got low. I have music in my ear. If a good song comes on, I'll belt it out. Do you guys want to go up into the dandelion, the seed area? How are you guys feeling about that? Are you nervous? Where'd my picture go? Oh, okay. Oh, here it is. Here we are. I think we should make the trek up in there. I really do. So get your smaller brush. Smaller brush right here. I'm using a 3. Now if you look at this, I also have some yellow. Did you guys notice that? There's some nice warm yellow. This is made by mixing all the colors together. This is where you get the mud, which mud is very useful in certain cases. That's what I wanted in the middle. You wouldn't have to do that. You could use whatever color you wanted in the middle as long as it's the right value. So if you look at the, let me get my, sorry, I've got so many things to tell you guys. So my photo reference, I'm going to show you again. Where'd that go? Oh, I'll have to have my assistant come back. Will you look for that little tiny photo that I printed out? Anyway, I'm talking about the value here. If you have, you can put whatever color you want in the middle if you have the right value. So I wanted to show you what it was. So get your small brushes. See, what do I want to start with? We're going to start with, this is going to be wet paint on dry paper. Did you find it? Okay, never mind.
What are you looking for?
It's okay. That little dandelion.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So can you see I'm holding the brush really lightly? We're just going to sort of let it go around by itself. More paint. Just sort of let it go wherever it will and put some paint on it because we're going to spray it.
Do you use anything to speed up the drying or just let it dry naturally?
I always let it dry natural. I've never, well, I've been in a class where we had to use a blow dryer, but I don't like it. So we're just sort of tapping that on there, right? They can also do it with this way. All right, and let's go back, let's get some pink in there too. Because this, we want it to be kind of like fireworks. We're not going to use the yellow. I think we're going to use the yellow the next time we paint, or else you guys can do it on your own if you want. You'll probably be afraid though, huh? Don't be afraid! Okay, now that you've got some dots there, I didn't tell you, but I want you to, I'm going to do it without a straw too. Get your face down there. Can you see what it did? All right, I'm going to do it again. Whoa, whoops, it was my earbud. Get your face down there and get right next to those dots. So see how they look? Do you like that? What is that? Which brush is which? Oh wait, is that on mine? Figure out which, oh, the pointy one.
Did you wet the area first?
No, I did not wet the area. Someone's asking me a question. Which brush is showed in the beginning? Okay, I'm not sure which brush I'm being asked about. These are the brushes I have. So this is the cheap one. So it must be this one, maybe the pointy one. This is the Royal and Langnickel thing. And then these are the Winsor and Newton. Okay? All right. So that's what I did there. And then I took my handy dandy sprayer because I wanted it to spread out a little more. So let me get this up closer for you guys. See how it spreads out? So that's on wet paper, dry paper. When you put there's a lot of patience in painting. That's why I have more than one painting at a time going. And then I'll take a peek at this, like some of these I don't care for. So what I'll do is I'll get a brush.
What brush sizes are they?
Okay, just a second, I'll tell her. See, and I'm going to smear that out. I didn't really care for that one. You just have to look and go, oh, I don't like that. Now, I don't like all that. That's too much blue to me. I want to bring in some pink. So I'll get my brush, get some wet paint on there, and do my tap. So see, this is going to be your painting. Even though you're following along, it's going to be yours. It's not going to be probably anything like mine. This is still really wet in here, and I want to add some more color. So I'm going to do it now. It's great to add it in when it's wet, and I'm going to show you what happens if it's not wet. See how it's going in there? So it's not as wet right here. So look, see how that spreads out and looks really cool? Watch what happens when I go up there when it's not very wet. It'll just sit there. See? And that's great for something if you want that, but I want this background to be really blurry. Really, I don't know, what do you call it? To fade and to move around. I love it when the paint looks like it's moving, and that does not look like it's moving. So what I would do, if I wanted it to move, I don't always want it to move, but I love it when it does. See, like this, I don't really care if it moves because the dandelions have those
seeds and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know what those things are called. They'll go yeah.
Seedlings.
Yeah. So you guys know that just like a sport, painting takes practice, but it's a fun practice. You know, sometimes sports are kind of hard. You got to, work out and sweat. Painting, you don't have to. Although it's mental. It's a lot of mental.
Remember the brush sizes.
You get mental. Oh, whoops. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. This Winsor and Newton is a 3. I don't know if you can see that, the lighting. And this one is a 7. Okay. The other ones that are inexpensive, this is a 15. No, sorry, 16. And this is an 8. So that's an interesting thing I want you guys to see, because brushes are all different. They, like, even though this says it's an 8, look, it's smaller than my Winsor & Newton. Can you see that? It's actually smaller. And another thing, this is a Kolinsky Sable, and see how it's really, really soft? Can you see that? It's a nice soft brush. But look at this one. See, you can even hear it. That one's a lot softer.
Anyway.
Well, I can hear it. I can hear it. So you, whoops. So you kind of get the idea of what we're doing with this ladybug. The way I work, lots of water, and back and forth. Like, I'll just have to watch this now. A lot of it's just waiting, and so maybe that's why people don't do a lot of wet into wet, or and it's maybe it's a difficult thing for people to teach because people aren't patient with it. I want this to go all the way up to the edge of the stem. Can you see where it stopped? So right now is a good time for me to get a clean brush and push it up there. We're going to soften that edge. Can you see what I'm doing? Any questions on that? And I also want that color to go right up to the ladybug. That we'll get painting that tomorrow. There's no way we're going to be able to do it tonight. So what I want you guys to do for homework is to keep adding some color. Let this dry for a little bit, and then you can start over and add another layer of color. But use the color that you want. Don't get too many colors. Do you see what I'm using? I'm only using these 2 colors right now. If you get too many colors, your eye just sort of, it doesn't care for it. It gets a little bit confused. So it's good to have, it's called a limited palette. I mean, it's fun to have lots of color, but if you get too many, it just doesn't really work.
It said video stopped. Hopefully it's going again.
It stopped?
I think it's going now.
Okay. How you guys doing? Any questions? See how this is getting together here? I added more, and look at the color. It's really nice. I'm going to go up here and put some more pink at the top. That's my old dog barking, you guys. We moved the other dogs out, but the old dog is still here. He's almost 15. I told you guys not to brush like I'm doing. But I just want to get some color up there. See, then I'll go in to do this. I'm constantly doing what you see right here, this kind of stuff. Can you see what it does to it? Put the paint down. I'll do it again. The paint's down, and watch, I'll tap some water, clear water. See what it does? And then I don't like this edge right here. Do you guys want to paint a hummingbird? I was thinking about teaching you guys how to paint a hummingbird. And then also, someone said they wanted to learn how to paint eyes. I do some decent animal eyes, I've been told.
Do you have any of your hummingbirds to show them?
I think they're all getting framed right now. But you can see them online. Okay, so I see, oh, you know what I want to do, you guys? I want to make some of this run. See how that one's running? It's inspired me to make it run over on this side too, so that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Oh, look at this inexpensive.
Yeses on your hummingbirds.
Yeses on the hummingbird. Yeses. Okay, we'll do a hummingbird. Can you see why I wanted to do that? Look how cool that looks. You guys looking at it?
And hello from England.
Hello from England! Woo! Now look at, this is what I'm loving. I guess I do. I just love the movement. Can you see how it's moving? Look! You guys? Is that not the prettiest ever? I want you guys to paint and enjoy just painting. Do this and go, yeah, baby, look at it go. my gosh, that's so
They're
pretty.
doing good. Both videos are on and running. So.
Ha! Yay!
Work with it a
Thank
little bit
you.
at home, so.
Thanks so much. Do you guys like the 2 videos? We didn't know if that would work. It was just an idea that came to me, and I was like, hey, they could switch back
Dennis
and
Andrews
forth.
is watching.
Hi, Dennis!
Pickleball champion of the world.
Pickleball champion! Yeah. World traveler that has to stay home now. You guys, how are you staying home? How's it feeling to stay home? Good. The ladybug is going to wait for me till tomorrow. I may paint on this in between, you guys. You guys can use your own judgment. I don't have to spoon feed you. That's what one of my coaches told me. She doesn't have to spoon feed us. So I say the same to you. But I'm teaching you enough to get you going so you can play around tomorrow. I want to add some yellow. See, this here, I'm going to tell you right now what we do. You start with yellow. Can you see all the yellow there? And then on top of that becomes the teal, and that makes a really pretty green together. And if you look at that painting, where does your eye go? It goes right here, right? And then your eye kind of travels up. When you do a painting, think about how a person wants to look at it. Like this particular painting, your eye kind of travels around like that. And that's a compositional thing. And if you look up here, it's got some nice warm yellow. So your eye wants to go there. It's cool over here. You don't know really why you like this painting. I like it. But when you start analyzing it, then you do. So this runs down. What time is it, Tom?
7:57.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we have to stop. Okay, your homework. Your homework is... Did you guys have fun so far? I know it doesn't seem like you did a lot just by doing that, but that was a ton. It really was. That is a huge, huge start. And I really appreciate you being here with me. I hope you were nice to yourself. Were you nice to yourself and telling yourself that you were like a good painter and that you were doing great and that everything you did you loved and you
Someone says
bounced?
we have to go because Survivor's starting. When is the next class?
When is the next class? I don't know yet. I was thinking you guys look, I will post it. Let this dry. Leave it like it is right now. Don't do much more because you can ruin it at this point. Let it do its thing. Let it sink into the paper. If you paint too much while it's starting to dry, you disturb the fibers of the paper, and then when you go back into it, it's not as nice. Like right now, it's great. So just let it sit, you guys. Work on it a little bit tomorrow if you want. Let it dry. We'll work on the center part. We'll work on this and this. This is what we'll work on tomorrow. Or what time should we do it? Do you guys want to do it 2 p.m. my time tomorrow? Does that sound good for you guys? I will post it. I'm not going to tell you guys for sure right now. So your assignment is to do one of these, okay? One of these, a wet background for another painting. I'm not sure what you'll paint on it. We could do a hummingbird with this. This could be the flower that your hummingbird's going to fly into, okay? That's your homework. All right. Okay, so before you go, your assignment is to do the wet, unwet, and to work on this a little bit. If you feel brave, just do it. And the other thing I want you to do is to go Google some paintings. Just Google some art and look at it. And when you see one that makes you stop, just look at it for a minute. Go, why am I stopping? Why do I like that? And just think about it so you kind of find your own style. I want to encourage you guys to copy art until you find your own style. That's the only way that you're going to be able to do it. See if I have a couple other things I wanted to tell you.
2 is a good time for me, someone said.
2 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I know. This is another thing I want to tell you. You know how cookies are really the best when they're a little bit underdone? So is a painting. Leave a little bit out of it. It's better that it's a little bit underdone. And now we are going to dance our way to shut this video down, you guys. You did good. You had a good time. And tomorrow, you guys tell me a song you want me to sing. I was trying to think. I wanted to play music, but I have to. I get in trouble. They would take the video away, I guess. You have to have license to play music. So I don't have any. But If you guys tell me a song to sing, I will try to sing it. I'm not kidding you. I will do that, okay? So you guys have a great day. If it's morning, have a great day. For those of us that is over here on the West Coast and it's night, have a great evening. If I could give you a big hug, I would, but it's a virtual hug, okay? Bye. Mwah.